Alright guys, stop listening. Here you can see the GitHub page, github.com/Artbyrobot. It has formatting for all the code we do and bot that uploads all YouTube videos onto Facebook Artbyrobot channel. And then a picture of Minions, Larry's Minions. Internship. This program is meant to allow people of all ages to volunteer their time and effort to help Larry. Artbyrobot.com/internship. Location secret bunker. Artbyrobot.com/internship. So now people can go on to any project on here. This is the only project right now. And they can actually code, adding to the code. I should do the readme. Alright guys, so that's the GitHub. And here's the internship program for Artbyrobot. And there's this read up, and then it gets into all the tasks. And then it has list of interns so far, and then list of completed tasks and the intern that completed it. I've already had one intern, Smiling Bounder, and that intern already completed the first task, which was art buyer sex emote with sex inside a red circle with a slash over it like a prohibited sign. It says I number 2 to go with intern number 2. So that means I number 2 contributed that micro task. These subtasks are going to be added here as they're completed. So if you want to contribute to my projects, now you know how. I did all that because I was asked. You can make small contributions to the cause. Can I do this one? Uploads all YouTube videos to Facebook. I already have one person interested in that, but multiple people can work on it. I'm going to create a GitHub file for that today, right now. And you can start creating the code for it. To start out, you can absolutely be part of that project, that boy. The very first thing you have to do is look at my C++ code example zip file. You have to download that and look at how I code. Read through that whole code. It's 400 lines. Just read through it, skim through it, see what I'm doing, how I'm doing it. Look at how I format things. Look at how I structure the code and the logic. And you have to emulate that when you're coding for me so that I can read it easily, everyone else can read it easily. It's a very easy to read, well-documented way of coding. It doesn't even require any coding notes. It's just the code documents itself. And that's how I want it done. Um, yeah, everything has to be done in C++. Web scraping, uh, we have already some base code to start out with. It's going to be a desktop app. It's going to use Windows sockets to make connections. Most of that code's already done, so I'll be able to upload most of that, and you guys can finish where I left off. So yeah, it's not going to be a problem. And that web scraping code will help with so many other projects as C++ Win32 desktop apps. So I'll be able to reuse it for everything. And Adam himself will be able to web scrape and check my emails and all kinds of stuff using that code. So it's really going to be powerful to create it just using C++. It can be put right into the robot's main engine and reused for other projects. All of my projects will be C++, so keeping it all in one language, all able to be used for all other projects, that's important to me. And C++ is a great language, low level, for a robot, and I want to keep everything in one language, everything uniform, except for PHP and HTML used for website making. That's the only exception. Everything else will be all C++. But the way I code in C++, if you read my coding example, is something that is actually language agnostic. The way I code, I don't use functions, I don't use classes, I don't use pointers, I don't use anything. I just use arrays, strings, booleans, integers, and that's it. I don't even use functions when I create code. Well, with a couple minor exceptions. I'm going to upload all the C++ code that you can use to GitHub. And you'll be able to continue where I left off, reuse my code for other code projects you're doing for me, or your own code projects, I guess. It's all going to be there. I tell you what, you guys who are my new interns wanting to help out, if you're serious, go ahead and write. I mean, the ones that want to do coding. If you want to do fabrication or electronics, let me know that as well. But go ahead and write if you're wanting to do coding. Write me just a hello world program, and also write me your first function. Doesn't even have to do anything. Just have the function say, cout, I'm a function. But use my coding style to do it. And the function won't actually be a function. It's going to be an if statement that's acting as a function, with a waiting variable and a function completed variable, just to prove that you understand my coding style. Then we can go from there. That's all I need you to do. My functions are just if do this. No, you say do this, and then you say something something process is waiting for that to be done. So those are your two booleans. Both are set to true. And now you create your waiting to be done and it's done equals true, then do this. And then you create your actual function if do this, and then it does it. Those are your caller, your waiter, and your actual doer. And you'll know what I'm talking about if you just look for 2 minutes at my code and start reading it. You'll see exactly what I'm talking about. And I have my code sample in a zip file already on the internship page under the coding section. That will get us all on the same page very quickly if you just read through that. And then create your sample to show me that you figured it out. Well, I've been coding the same way for 10 years. I made my own coding style and I'm used to seeing it. So, and I think it's really good. I think anybody can read my code and know exactly what's happening no matter where they jump into the code. They could just be like, "Oh, this is what he's doing." Instantly. And any coder using any language from any background will instantly know exactly what's going on and be able to contribute immediately. Anybody with even 1 week of intro to coding in any language will immediately be able to join in and immediately be able to know exactly what's going on no matter where in the code that is. I don't think anybody else could ever say that. You'd have to at least know the language thoroughly to jump in on a project for anyone else, but not me. That's amazing, definitely. So far, so good. That's perfect! That is so good! Oh my gosh. Um, okay, let me add to that. You know what? That's really useful. I can start with that to make my code actually right now. Trust me, Ton Master or Tonster. This way of coding, I was using it to code in C++ or C or whatever, and then I tried to learn PHP, and it instantly worked for PHP. I didn't have to change anything. The coding style just works anywhere, any program. It's programming language agnostic. Oh, let's see. Everything has to be right with the spacing too. Okay, that was correct. How about this one? Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. So you were wrong on the spacing. Everything has to be 4. Everything else looks good. Yeah, everything. Yeah, that's good. Let's see. I like to put using namespace standard right under the includes. Hmm. Stop listening. Is it paradigm agnostic? I don't know. I'm guessing you're a coder? I would say main program, wake up, main program, waiting for printing hello world. That's the only part you missed. Um, caps on, caps on. Main program waiting for printing hello world. Press M. Press delete. Press delete. Press delete. Press delete. Press Shift F. Press delete. Press delete. Press delete. Always 8 returns. Printing hello world has completed. Caps on. Printing hello world has completed. Press P. Press delete. Press E. Press delete. Press delete. Press delete. Let me make sure that's right. Stop listening. What? Oh, there's something else it needs to be correct. Wake up. Print hello world and then close down. Press P. Printing hello world. Caps on. Printing hello world. Press colon. Wake up. Run main while loop. Stop listening. Actually, I like run program. That's a nice variable name. Good job, dat boy.